I hope you're well today on this fabulous Fantasy Friday. Always add an adjective to spark up announcing the day. So, today at the moment, I am preparing a package to be returned. I have to go to the FedEx drop-off and lug this rather large box because I purchased a sewing machine on eBay, a white sewing machine, model 1760, and the bobbin is not catching, and the people that I purchased it from, they sent this thing to me, and it was so nasty dirty. It was, and I have allergies, so when I opened up the box, I started sure enough, that machine was nasty, foul. So I scrubbed out, wiped it down with the white. No, you can't put liquid into anything. It's electronic, but I used the air can, and so much lint came out of this machine. It came from Michigan. I told the buyer, I says, hey, I got Michigan lint. I'm going to save it as a souvenir. The thing is not working. And then underneath, there is a large dent in the metal. So that's why the bobbin was not catching. And I scoured YouTube. I watched hours worth of videos on. I know how to operate machinery, sewing machines in particular. So, yes, maybe this will be my only challenge for today. Let it be, let it be. Nothing major. Anyway, the wife sent it to me, and then we had corresponded back and forth, and she was very cordial and accommodating, and I was very polite because that's how I am and who I am. But he apparently wasn't aware of our communication because she had sent me an email, and she said, well, I didn't try it before I sent it. And I said, okay, so this is probably like a estate or a thrift shop pickup, and she made some money on it. She thought she did, but now it's going back. Anyway, the husband was like, oh, it was fine. My wife tested it before she sent it. And I said, scroll up and read your email chain because she said otherwise. And then I had to send it to him. And then he sent me the thing to send it back as damaged. Oh, come on. I was trying to save a piece of equipment going into the landfill, so that's why I did this, but it didn't work out. So this goes to FedEx, and then my Monster Juki machine is in my truck, and after I go to the FedEx, then I'll go to the sewing machine place and see about fixing that. But I don't know if I'm going to fix the Juki because it's too complicated for me. I mean, it's a powerhouse. The Juki machines, you could sew through thick leather. I mean, it's equipment. They use Juki when they for vehicle upholstery and furniture upholstery because it's a machine. But anyway, here we go. Here's this, ready to go. And, well, I still have my Janome, which works really well, but I said in a previous video, I dropped it, and it got like a little wonky inside. Oh boy, like I said, let this be the only challenge. Instead of some of the other challenges that I've had. The worst was a broken nail. Do you know, my husband and I went to the UK back in 2012, and we went in March for my birthday. And in, I think it was November of the prior year, I had my bunion removed for the second time. Well, lo and behold, prior to us departing um, across the pond, my foot started acting up. So I was, this was me in the UK. I was hopping around the London Bridge because I'm like, I'm hopping, walking. I wasn't missing that trip. And then we flew to the UK, and then when we're going through customs, I'm taking pictures, and security, no cameras, no photography. And then they came over and they said, delete it. And I was like, oh. And then when we boarded the train to go to the flat that we rented, when the train was pulling in, I took a camera, a flash, and the conductor said, no flash photography in the tube. And I was like, uh-oh, I'm gonna get kicked out of this country. I better just like, no camera. I'll always ask, can I take a photo? Can I take a photo? I have funny stories, believe it or not. All true. Some are very funny, some are very traumatic. But we're not talking about trauma. So, okay, we're packed up. I gotta get the tape. I gotta lug you into the truck. I have, this isn't heavy, this isn't bad. I could actually lift over my shoulders. I could lift 100 pounds over my shoulders because I lifted weights. I lifted 150 over. I was born to be an athlete, but instead I had to become a social justice coordinator at the age of 10 due to life circumstances. But it's all good. I'm still here and I'm still kicking. All right, let me go kick my feet over to get some tape. I'll be right back. Another story. I had my house inspected by a licensed engineer, and I explained to him, the town wants a letter because I had this partial wall removed, and they want a letter making sure that it's okay, and they also want a letter for my deck footings, which were approved 2014, but they want to make noise about it because they have to justify their jobs. Anyway, the engineer came over this November 5th, election day. I said, I don't need the stamp, I don't need the full report, I just need a letter. He said, okay, it'll be 500. He came here, he was here 10 minutes. Looked at the wall, 15 minutes, he measured, went outside, everything's good, bop, bop, boop. I never called back, no letter. It's so weird. All these obstacles, all because these people wanted to just, start some ish. All right, they started some ish, and then, let's see how many other people they've done this to up here. Yep. A bunch of baloney, for real. So anyway, it was like the another obstacle not to sell the house. So, like I said, I'm a firm believer when you have repetitive obstacles when you're trying to do something, you gotta back it up. Put the brakes on it, handle what you want to do at a later time and date, in a later place if that's the scenario it involves. Yeah, so crazy. And then the the mortgage uh, broker, the place that these people got the mortgage from, it's actually a lady I know, a girl I went to school with, a woman. Well, we're both going to be 65 now. It's where she works. And although she didn't approve the loan, she works for the guy who whose company approved the loan. So there was some shady stuff going on that was unethical. That yeah, I mean, you could know someone that works for a mortgage brokerage place, and then you can have a buyer come to your location. But I just thought it was too odd. Yeah, because this is a woman I wouldn't trust. I didn't trust her as kids. You think I'd trust her now at 65? Yeah. Anyway, and I said that to both of the agents, and they just kind of like it went. I even said to the guy who came when they came over with the inspector, I said, the place you guys are getting the mortgage from, I happen to know a woman who works there since middle school, and he just kind of like, yeah. People will come and pose to be the buyers of a home, even have their name on the deed, okay, and even the loan, but they're buying it for someone else. I don't think that was the case with this incident, but I just overall, I wasn't vibing with this. I was full speed ahead, I was ready to go, but then all these obstacles came, and I was like, no, this ain't, I'm not, like, yep. Say lobby. Certain people, well, most people you can't trust. You can't trust nobody at the end of the freaking day, man. That's the word, that's the truth. For the most part, the only one who's going to have your back is going to be you at the end of the day. So, especially when you're dealing with transaction, it comes to making a cabbage roll, forget it. I got it. About I found a good. Oh, that's a bad word in Italiano. You say sto not. Where you going, Gabagos? You see Tony Baloney? What'd you think of his cannolis? I am a funny one. All right, here we go. Phew, okay. About a farm, a go. Oh, why? Oh, why? Here we go. Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lordy, Miss Claude. I've seen that in the military. Lordy, Miss Claude. I was going to join the military. I told that story. I'll repeat it. After I had my son, I had gotten mugged. I was hit in the face, and I flew into the street by this degenerate, and I got up. I was laying on the floor on White Plains Road, 229. Stars again. I got up. This man was coming back at me, and there happened to be an unmarked patrol car driving up north, White Plains Road, crossing 229th Street into 230th, where the old 47th precinct was. And I was screaming, ah! I called him an N-word because he was an N for doing that. And I don't ever use the N-word because I am part black. So, um, this man I was unconscious on the floor. He came back, and then I got up, and God was with me, and I was screaming. They came, they grabbed him, they locked him up. Before they locked him up, this guy went around the corner. I don't know if that building is still there. It's a historical building, but anyway, on the side of the building, they were grading for below for the sub basement and the sub basement. When this man, after the assault, when I got up, when my head was spinning, I look for him. He runs around the corner, dropped his blade, and then he came back. He was going to try to attack me again. Yeah, thank you, God. Anyway, so they locked him up. I had to go to court. 2 years later, because I was terrified. I didn't leave my house for about 6 months. That was bad. No, not 6 months, 3 months. Then 2 years later, I'm going to a job, a temp job. I'm on the number 2 train. The guy who assaulted me is on the train. He walked up to me. He said his name. And I literally, I wet my pants. And I got off the train and I was like, I'm going home. And I was shooken up like, shaken, not stirred. Yeah, that was a trip. But I got through it. And the guy happened to live around 2 blocks from where I live. What a coinky dink. So that had happened. I went a long way for that story. But anyway, that was not a good day. That was January 9th, 1981. Yeah, that's when that happened. So, story. Yep. And you want to know something? That man who assaulted me, he was an addict looking to get high. Not that it's right what he did, but addiction is an illness. People resort to any levels to obtain that controlled substance. And then there's a lot of crime against others, property crime too, you know. That's how things go. Yeah. But I survived. Alright, so we're ready here. We're ready here. Finish getting dressed. And then hit them streets. Alright, pop this out. That's gotta go. So I hope everybody's doing good. I hope you're all well. Hope you're healthy today. You haven't connected with those who matter, try to reach out, even if it's sending a postcard, letting people know you're thinking of them. If you can. Certain situations you can't because, well, you're not supposed to contact people. That happens. That happens often. So, I'm going to sign off. I just wanted to share a little story. I keep making videos so I can grow my channel. I gotta list my recipes. As soon as the United States Patent and Copyright Office, sends me my copyright certificate for my art, then I'll be able to put everything up on my website, because they think that my art belongs to a famous artist. And well, thank you for the compliment. I'm not famous, I'm just fabulous. Fabulously breaking down. to find a housemate. I have to do some, I have to find somebody to do like a placement. And but then I'm so terrified of doing that because get somebody in your house and then after 30 days, you know, their ish starts stinking because they could act like, you know, a bouquet of roses, red roses for the first, you know, 29 days. Mm. And after day 31 is when they show their ass. Yeah, I don't want no problem. When I had a property in Pompano and I had rented it, he was a doctor, an Israeli doctor who fought in the idea. I didn't know any of this until after. Um, this man came. He was just wearing summer gear, you know, khaki shorts, flip flops, and his button down shirt. He was married, but he came to the condo with a pal of his, this effeminate guy who had on a cut off tank, hot pants up to here. I mean, hot pants, not even shorts. You know, that was his little buddy. Funny story. So, any case, this man decided to remove the furniture, all the furniture that was in the condo, destroyed the brand new microwave, and made other damages because he was doing cosmetic surgery in the condo. Could you believe it? I can't make this up. I cannot make this up. Oh, wow. And then when I called Broward Sheriff, they were like, well, did he have a lease? Yeah. Oh, then it was his belongings. I was like, what? No, it was not. Well, there's nothing we can do. You have to go to civil court. Okay. Yeah. People, just, if you decide to rent your property, I would say get 1 year worth of rent or 6 months and a thorough checkup on who you're going to rent to and their history and their prior landlord recommendations, you know. And make sure when you check recommendations that the people that are recommending the person to, you know, become a possible tenant is not just like a paid sponsor, you know. It's like a Yelp review. Hey, I'll give you $50, $100. So and so is gonna call. You know, say I was a great tenant. No problem. Okay, you got it, boss. All right. Anyway, till next time. Stay safe, everybody. Stay hydrated and do the right thing. Love one another. Be kind. Bye.